Hi there, my name is Kovu and today I'm gonna make a video that I have wanted to make for a really long time, but I wasn't sure whether I was gonna make it and post it to my main channel or not. And now my plan is I will make this video where I just speak from my mind and it'll work as kind of like a draft. And if I say anything I think I can use in like a main channel video where I talk to more people, then I will do that. Um so yeah, but I just want to say that in this video I'm not trying to tell people that they shouldn't be proud of who they are. This is just me expressing my struggles with accepting uh this part of myself. And also just kind of my views surrounding that or regarding that topic. So um I'm not I'm not proud of being trans. I'm really not, and it affects me a lot because I honestly feel like less of a person because of it, which I don't think is good, obviously, and I shouldn't because it's just part of me. But um basically I'm not stealth, meaning that everyone in my life they know that I'm trans. Or pretty much everyone, I think. And that is because at my school, people know my YouTube channel, as well as some people already knew me before I transitioned, and my teachers have been informed. Um, so everyone knows, and I really didn't want that to happen because I started a new school this autumn, and I think I've talked about this before, but before I started school, I made a new Instagram account which I could give to my new classmates if they asked me if I had Instagram. Because if I were to give them my actual Instagram account, they would see right away that, oh, he has a lot of followers, and then they would try to figure out why, and then they would figure out that it's because I'm trans and I make videos about it. By the way, if we can hear my dog in the background, I'm sorry. I really didn't want that to happen, so I tried to make sure that no one would know. But then I have a YouTube channel with over 130,000 subscribers, so people found out pretty quickly. Um, so yeah, there's that, and I I just feel I just feel like people see me differently because of it, and that's something that I don't want. In my class, we actually have three trans people, which is insane because I used to never know any trans people at all. I didn't know of anyone in my area or anything like that. And then I start in music school, and music, like, that's where all the weirdos go. So of course I ended up in the same class as two other trans people who came out a bit after I started. So like I started as a guy, but they like came out a bit after that, or like, take kind of, yeah, whatever. So that happened, but I noticed that at school they they talk about it a bit, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just noticed how reluctant I am to that. Is that the word? I'm actually going to look that up really quickly. And I'm just not comfortable with that. And it's not like people don't know that I'm trans because everyone already knows. I'm just terrified to talk about it anyway. I'm really hesitant. Yeah, that was the right word. Everyone already knows that I'm trans. I just don't want to talk about it. Um, no matter what. Like, I don't mention it. I don't bring it up. I don't say anything that would like suggest that I was trans because I'm so scared and so stressed about it. I'm so worried that they're gonna find out, but they already know. So I don't know why I'm stressed. I don't want to remind anyone, I guess. But I feel like just my presence reminds everyone because I feel like I look weird. Of course, they can see that I'm trans because I look very feminine. So, and I sound very feminine. So of course they already know, and that's the first thing they think about when they see me. Oh, there's that trans guy. Or like Kovu looks weird, but that's because he's trans. But that's just probably me overthinking. But I'm not comfortable with it. And I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and or one of the people in that class who are also trans, and they asked me like, "Hey, you going to Pride this year?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." And they were like, "Oh yeah, me too. I think I'm gonna buy this like huge trans flag." And I went to Pride last year, and I remember seeing so many people with those trans flags, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that looks cool." Um, but whatever. So when they said that, I was like, I didn't say this, but I thought like, I'm definitely not. I think I'm gonna go to Pride as just gay, or I'm just gonna go to Pride as gay. Gonna go to Pride as gay? I'm not even gay. I'm bi, by the way, but like, I'm pansexual, whatever. But basically, like, Pride is about being proud of your identity. I'll get back to that later, by the way, the identity part. It's about being proud of who you are, being LGBTQ plus and stuff. And I am terrified and ashamed, and I do not want to go to Pride uh, as like visually trans, like that you'll be able to see that I'm trans. And that's so hypocritical. Like you go to Pride to like show that you're proud and stuff of being queer, and then you don't even want to show this part of yourself because you don't want people to find out. Why is that? Um, yeah, why is that? I don't know. Maybe it's like my dysphoria manifesting as shame, because I don't want to be ashamed of being trans. I really want to just accept it and move the F on and just be like, oh yeah, that's a part of my life. And I really look up to people who can be open about it and who speak out about like stuff like that, and like talking about transgender topics or having discussions about that. They bring up stuff from their own life and use those arguments and stuff because they have had experience with it. Like, I don't know, I just really admire people like that, but I can't. Is that because I'm scared that if people know that I'm trans, I'm scared that they won't see me as a real guy, so then I feel dysphoric, and that's why I hate that so much. And it's not that I, it's not that I don't accept it in the sense that like, oh, I don't accept that I'm a guy, because obviously I do that. I don't live as a girl. Like it's not like I haven't accepted the fact that I'm actually a guy and I'm like hesitant to transition because I'm scared of accepting that part of myself. Obviously, I'm testosterone. I'm a guy, you know, and I accept that and I know that. Like, yeah. But the part I am ashamed of is, or that I'm struggling to accept, I guess, is my past, but also my body. But maybe this will change as my body changes. I don't know. But I also see a lot of pre-transition or pre-testosterone or pre-top surgery or whatever you want to do guys who like are very prideful about it, and um people, or even like post all those things. They put in their bio like trans guy from somewhere, or like FDM, or hey, I'm a trans guy from, or trans girl or whatever, or I'm a transgender advocate or whatever, and things like that. But I don't do that. I won't even, and I haven't put my T date in my bio. I know that's very common. I see that on like trans guys' profiles. They have like the top surgery date and the testosterone starting date. I won't do that. I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to. I don't want people to know. Basically, I don't want to present myself as that. But why do I feel this way? There's nothing wrong with being trans. I'm still so ashamed of it to some degree. Like, I just don't want people to know, and that's really exhausting. And I wish I could just stop stressing about it and worrying about it, and just, I wish I could just be fine with it. And again, if I could, I would definitely be stealth, with no one knowing. But then I watched this video of this guy who said that like being stealth is selfish because you need to be out to show support to the community and to prove to people that like trans people are normal people, and that you should like educate people and be like an example, and because of like trans visibility and stuff like that, that's important. That's not that's not nice. I disagree with that. It's not my job as someone who happens to be trans to educate every person about it. Just like any person or every person with mental illness, like it's not their job to educate everyone about mental illness, or like a Native American person. It's not their job to educate everyone about the history of like Native Americans and stuff like that. You know? Do you get what I mean? It's not my job. I'm just in this position. I didn't choose to be in this position. I agree that trans visibility and stuff like that is very important, but just because I happen to be trans, does that mean that I have to be a trans advocate? Because there are other things I would rather talk about, like mental illness. And I guess this might come as a shock to some people because I have and do post videos on my main channel about being trans, but even the testosterone update thing, like I was so reluctant, there's that word again, to post that or like to announce to everyone that I started T because I don't want to bring it up. And I don't like talking about being trans, and every time I talk about it on my main channel, I honestly feel really bad. And I know that people appreciate those videos, so I put them up. Mostly, I put them up anyway because it helps people and stuff like that, but I just feel really bad whenever I do because I'm like, oh no, I'm just gonna remind people now, everyone's gonna remember, and then people are gonna start calling me a trans YouTuber and stuff like that. But why am I having such a hard time with that? Why can't I just accept that? I guess part of it is just I don't want to be seen only as that. Back to the identity thing, which I mentioned earlier. I don't see being trans as my identity. I don't identify as trans. I don't identify as a trans guy. I just identify as a guy. I see me being transgender as a medical condition. My body on its own can't produce testosterone, so I need to have that hormone like added to my body, and I need to get medical treatments to fix that in a sense. Um, I just don't identify as trans. I don't see that as part of my identity. I see my transition as part of my history, but I don't see trans as my identity. That's not who I am. I'm just a guy, and that's just part of my history. Um, and a lot of people have different opinions on that. I especially feel like in this younger generation of trans people, it's very common to see that as your identity. People are very vocal about it, and people hang up like pride flags in the bedrooms and stuff like that. I can never do that. I don't know if I've said this before, but like there was a time where I got a lot of drawings for my birthday. I think that was like in 2016. I got a lot of drawings from people for my birthday because people online asked me what I wanted, and I was like, "Ah, drawings are super nice." And on a lot of those drawings were like pride flags. I hung them up on my wall because that's what I've seen people online do. Like when they get art and stuff sent to them from people, they hang it up. And plus, it was very sweet. I want to see things that you've created for me. But all the trans flags and stuff, like every time I woke up, I was reminded of the fact that I'm trans, and I was reminded then of like my body and just this whole situation I'm in and that I think sucks. So I ended up just taking down all of those things and I put them in my drawer because I can't. I can't. Like, it looks really cool when people decorate their room with like trans flags and stuff, but I can't. I don't even want to hang up a rainbow flag because I still struggle with accepting the fact that I am gay and partially gay, whatever you want to call it. That I'm not. Yeah. Why am I like this? I'm really not trying to say like you should be ashamed of who you are and stuff like that. Uh, I'm just saying that I'm myself struggling with it, and I wish that I weren't. I don't know. And it's not just that I want to be stealth because that would be easier or whatever. It's well, it's that too, but like it's kind of it's now it's more than that. Like I'm just genuinely ashamed. There's this deep rooted embarrassment. Um, that has been there for years. But I feel like it's grown as we've gotten older, which is sad. Like right when I found out I'm trans, and I saw this, or I see this all the time too, with like young people who just, or who have just figured out their identity or gender identity or sexuality or whatever. They are so prideful and they're so vocal about it, and I was also like that. But then that calmed down, and now I'm just ashamed of it. But I don't want to. I want to find the middle ground, you know, where I'm like fine with it and I'm open about it and I'm not embarrassed or ashamed. Um, just living my life. But can you hear that? It's my dog in the background. I hope you can't hear that because it sounds like he's dying. But my mum is outside. She just came home, so it's like, yeah. What was I saying? I don't know. Does anyone else feel like this? I wonder why that is. I don't know. I just feel inadequate to an extent. I mean, especially when it comes to relationships. I was dating this gay guy, Suche. You may know him. We dated for 9 months, or almost 9 months, and I often felt inadequate and like that I wasn't good enough in that relationship. But it wasn't then that it started, like the embarrassment and stuff. It started way before that, and he actually helped me a lot, or helped me get over. I can't speak. I'm sorry. He helped me get over a lot of that, but it's still there. It's still present, and it has been for years. So I don't know. Does anyone have any tips? Because I don't want to feel ashamed of this all the time. Do you think that it will go away as my body changes and I start feeling more comfortable in my own skin? Um, Again, I'm not trying to say that you should be ashamed of being trans, because you should. It's just, and that, if you can hear that, I said you shouldn't. Sorry, I'm like mumbling and I'm not making much sense. But seriously, you shouldn't. It's just the way things are, and you should accept it. And I'm trying to, but I just don't know how to. Yeah, I'm gonna go now because I have to say hi to my mum. But thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a good, having a good day. Sorry for my English being weird. Stay safe and hydrated and full of awesome foods. I hope you have an amazing week. I love you. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.